Very good day to everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I am Bertha. Do like, share, and subscribe to my channel just so you will be updated with a lot of new information and how to get into university or even how to be productive, how to study smarter, and so on. Join this family. So the motive of today's video is specifically to address the question asked by Aaron M. Varghese. He personally emailed me. Thank you for this question, but I could not reply to your email with all the answers because it is very subjective. So I thought I would just want to create a video just so everyone else will get the answer to these questions that you might be lingering in your mind. So the question from Aaron M. Varghese was, what's the teaching quality, academic support, and job opportunities is like if you actually study in Universiti Malaya? This is such a great question, and I'm gonna answer everything in this video. So now I'm gonna answer the first question first, which is the teaching quality in Universiti Malaya. So this is quite subjective, I have to say. Why? Is because even the best universities in the world, they do have lecturers from different background. So different people have got different way of delivering their points, delivering the course or subject, and some may be dedicated enough to actually teach you well, to actually motivate you, to encourage you, or to just make you understand things easily. But there are also some other individuals who are super smart, but they just can't deliver what's in their mind. So it actually is very subjective. It depends on the lecturers. But I have to say, all the lecturers in Universiti Malaya have got to possess PhD. So nobody with just a master's degree or bachelor's degree can be a lecturer in Universiti Malaya, and this applies to all the public university in Malaysia. This is the new rules. However, with master's degree and PhD, you can still be a lecturer in private universities in Malaysia, but all the public university, you need to have a PhD. So some people, they do have difficulty in talking in a fluent English, as what I can observe in Universiti Malaya. But there are also lecturers who are actually very good in teaching and so on. So this is very subjective, but I have to say that the teaching quality is very high in Malaya because every lecturers have got a specific target or KPI given. So you need to achieve that, and only then you'll get promoted, and only then you'll get more money. So that is why they actually will really work so hard to actually teach you well, to actually give you assignments, to push you well, and so on, just to make sure you understand stuff. However, if you don't understand anything, you can certainly raise questions to them. You can just go to them and ask them. You can email them and so on. We do have so many facilities through our online platform Maya system. You can actually email the lecturer if you have doubts about specific assignments, or you have doubts towards a specific subject that this person is delivering. You can ask all that. So the facilities are there. It's just about the connection between you and lecturer. If you're not asking any questions and you're a little blurry, you're going to stay that way. Also, for information, that's another thing. In UM, we do prioritize things like against sexual harassment and all these things. So example, if you're a female or even a male and you have issues like this, it happens in every campus, every universities around the world. So you can actually just complain all this to the help desk and so on. This is actually to keep yourself protected and to make sure that teaching quality and image of Universiti Malaya is always at the top. Secondly, let's answer about academic support. So the academic support is always there in Universiti Malaya, because we have students from Malaysia and also from all around the world. So the systems, the procedure, the processes, everything is actually equipped for people of different walks of lives. So when it comes to academic support, yes, there is internal scholarship. That means Universiti Malaya itself have got scholarship for underprivileged students, for students who really can't afford to study in Universiti Malaya. That's one. And there are also external scholarships. Normally, international students, they come under external scholarships. So probably their very own government pay them to actually come to Malaysia to study and so on. So you can go for that. So scholarship is covered. You have to do your own research and stuff. So UM does not really provide scholarship for international students, but Malaysian government, there are actually Malaysia scholarship which supports international students to come into Malaysia and study. So you can go for such scholarship. So scholarship part I've actually covered briefly, but you can actually watch my other videos about scholarship that comes under financial aid. And also, example, if you're a research student in Universiti Malaya, meaning you're pursuing a master's degree or PhD, you actually have the ability to actually apply, or I would say the eligibility to actually apply as a research assistant. So RA, research assistant, you'll actually get a monthly allowance about 1,500 to 2,000 ringgit. So it actually depends on the grant. So I've actually covered the scholarship part of academic support, but now I'm going to touch on a second thing, which is just general support. Like being a student, you may go through your mental issues or financial issues or family issues and so on. So how do you solve it? Where do you go to? So these are the kind of supports we do have in Universiti Malaya. For your information, Universiti Malaya have got central offices and departments. So Universiti Malaya have got 14 faculties for students to study, and we also have offices like visa department, exam department, and then student affairs department and so on. And for information, every faculty in Universiti Malaya have got its very own office, meaning they have their own dean, deputy dean, head of department and so on. So if you have any issues or you want any specific letter from them, you can always get a letter sent to the office. They'll actually sign it for you. If you want to go on an exchange program, you just have to prepare some letters. It's all in UM website. This letter you can print it out, fill it up, and it will be signed by these bigger people, and you can go pursue your programs out there for external programs. And that if you have any complaints, you can also go to these offices and actually just lodge a complaint, probably about specific equipments or facilities that you actually require, but it's not there in Universiti Malaya. Or probably if it is this lecturer that's going against you or is causing mental pressure towards you, or a lecturer that has sexually assaulted you. So you can actually just do all these complaints and actually bring this to an office. Or there's also help desk. It's an online portal where you can just fill up your complaint and just send it online, and this will actually be resolved as soon as possible. So I remember in help desk actually had been using it for some time and actually just complain about water leakages in toilet and everything, and they literally come and just repair it within a week and problems just get solved. So that's one of the ways you can actually lodge reports. And you can also go to the office to get any kind of aids or any kind of things that you're actually doubting. You can just go to the office directly and ask the admin on who you can actually refer to actually solve certain issues in UM. So briefly, like the exam department, you can actually go there to solve problems regarding your certificate, your academic transcript, or anything regarding examination. They will actually be there to answer you. Or you can also go directly to visa unit. Normally international students, I normally see them a lot around the visa unit, so they want to like do visa renewal and everything. You can actually go to this place and actually ask them on how to guide you further and so on. So there is always specific departments and people to actually help you. So there are also lots of clubs in Universiti Malaya that are actually there to make sure you have friends or just upskill your performances and so on, like Toastmasters club to actually brush up on your public speaking skills. And then there's also club for specific like games and so on. So you can actually join all this to make more friends if you're feeling lonely. And also for mental health, they do have like surveys going on. So sometimes from time to time they email it in the Siswa mail, in UM Siswa mail. So you can just go do your own survey and just understand about yourself better. If you need a community to talk to, okay, there are also people who are actually there to actually bring you guys together and just discuss about mental health issues, family issues, and so on. So you guys can just open up stuff and just create a family within UM itself. Rather than going to offices or departments like this, right? Talking to the admin and so on, you can also just go to UM website. You can call the specific extension numbers, to contact, and you can just tell them any issues that you have and who you should contact to. They will give you the specific extension number, okay, for you to call. So with this, you already know that you can actually call someone online just to solve issues too. So you don't have to like walk all the way or take a bus all the way to this specific department or a specific building to actually solve your issue. You can just call them up. If things are not resolved, if they're not picking up, then you can actually go there. So that's what I normally do. So this kind of things actually kind of ease my life in Universiti Malaya. Alright, so now let's talk about job opportunities. So I'd like to divide this into undergraduate and postgraduate, but first let me just discuss about postgraduate students. So if you're a postgraduate in Universiti Malaya, as I mentioned earlier in this video, you have a chance to be a research assistant, meaning you will actually have a monthly allowances, and the money that you actually get depends on the grant and also depends on the lecturer, right? So if the grant he has actually gotten for about 1 million and he wants to sustain the project for 3 years, so the division will be done accordingly. So monthly you'll get certain amount and the balance will be used properly for the research, for traveling costs and everything like that. So that you have to discuss with your lecturer. So that is for postgraduate. And you do know that postgraduate students, they will need to defend their thesis, right? So I also did that early this year in January. So what I actually have come across is mostly, especially PhD students who actually do their thesis defense and they excel, they actually have the capabilities to deliver talks and everything easily, properly, and these are the kind of people who will normally be proposed by the lecturer to actually be a lecturer in Universiti Malaya. So there is actually high chances of you ending up being a lecturer in Universiti Malaya if you actually do a PhD. That is true to all the public universities in Malaysia, because as I mentioned, universities in Malaysia, especially the public universities in Malaysia, you need to hold a PhD. So if you do defense and you are actually found to possess all the good skills, you will actually be absorbed into being a lecturer in Universiti Malaya. So you can actually accept or decline the offer. Who knows, if you have an offer someone else, then who knows, if you have an offer somewhere else, then you can just decline the offer and just go for it. So it's actually up to you. And now let's touch on undergraduate students. Okay, so the job opportunities. I would say being a graduate from Universiti Malaya itself is a great thing. I mean, just imagine being a graduate from university that is World QS ranked number 57. That is amazing already. So many people, they actually see your CV. When they see that you are from Universiti Malaya, they just want to absorb you. But you have to have the proper skills. Imagine you just have educational background, that's good, but you don't even know how to communicate, you don't even know how to work in team, then no companies would want to hire you. That is a simple logic. So obviously you need to equip yourself with a lot of soft skills while being a student in Universiti Malaya. So that is when people will truly know that you're such a quality candidate and you're going to fit this working rule. So if you're an undergraduate who have just completed your degree, or you're a postgraduate who have just completed your degree, you are going to get work way easier compared to people who are from the private universities most of the time, if and only if you perform well, like in terms of your skills, as I mentioned. But you do have to know that Universiti Malaya have got a lot of opportunities for part-timers. There's a lot of cafes in Universiti Malaya, so you can do a part-time job in Universiti Malaya while being a student. So I've seen even many foreigners actually working as barista and everything, so you can apply for that if you want to make certain amount of money on a weekly basis or a monthly basis, right? Second is also does post internship, apprentice, and so many other working job opportunities online in our mail, so you can actually just keep an eye on that, keep browsing. So while being a student in Universiti Malaya, you can just apply for that. Especially you do have this special semester where you need to pursue your internship, so you can actually do an internship in any of these companies that are there in the Siswa mail. So through that, you can actually just put it in your CV saying that you do have industrial training, right, in these companies, and you can make money through that also, right, being an intern. So why do specifically post a lot of internship opportunities in our mail? Is because companies around Malaysia, they are actually very interested to absorb based students. That is why they actually want to collaborate with They actually want to post it out to see if they can get students. So from here itself, what I personally can see is that you do have extra privilege. You do have extra privilege to just get the job because you graduate from Universiti Malaya. So from here, I could say that being a graduate, you are literally going to get a job way easily compared to other universities, or especially private universities, but just that you need to equip yourself with perfect skills. So I've actually addressed the questions asked by Aaron. Thank you so much for the question. So I really hope that you guys get to clear your doubts when it comes to job opportunities, or even just the quality as a whole when it comes to teaching and also academic support and so on in Universiti Malaya. I have to say Universiti Malaya is such a great university. You guys can just come here, pursue your degree and everything. But just remember, if you're an international student especially, remember to be financially well, because we don't want you coming here and then stressing up about how to make money and just losing it all. You can't just focus on your studies and so on. So if you really can't travel all the way to Malaysia to actually pursue the degree, then probably you can just do some work there, save up some money, and then you can just come pursue degree is never going to run away from you, but just make sure your ambition doesn't die down, right? So just make sure you're financially doing well, your visa documents all should be ready and prepared, and when you apply, obviously is going to take you in. But that also depends on, as I mentioned, overall skills. You have to be an all-rounder. You can't just be a nerd who just doesn't know how to communicate, who doesn't know how to perform in an interview, who doesn't know how to put yourself out there, present yourself well as a best student, right? Who knows, we can catch up one day. So good luck to you all. Have a great day ahead. I love you all. Do subscribe to my channel, remember that, and that will keep me going. I love you all.